What is R vector? R vector is nothing but xi plus yj plus zk, isn't it? Let me consider that ABC as nothing but the B vector and x1, y1, z1 as the A vector, as we know, passing through the 2 points. What is the coefficient of I here? Coefficient of I is x minus x1. You know already collinearity means AB vector will be is equals to lambda into AB vector, where lambda is a constant or a parameter. Hello dear students, a warm welcome to one and all. My name is Vibha, Mathematics faculty at Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. In the last session, we have learned many problems on a derivation. And in today's session, dear students, here we are having session number 3, chapter number 11 called three-dimensional geometry. Now, in this session, we are moving on to the another derivation which is very important as well as the diagram also. Based on this derivation only, we are going to solve the problem TS. Okay. Now, we'll be moving on to this one, that is equation of a line passing through two given points. So, two given points, I am going to take it as here x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2. So, here the explanation will go like this, dears. See, the question will be, derive the equation of a line in a space passing through two given points both in vector and Cartesian form. So, this is very important derivation. Diagram is also very important, as I said already. And here, the question will be asked like this only in your examination. Now, explanation will go like this. Let A vector and B vector be the position vector of the points A of x1, y1, z1 and B of x2, y2, z2 respectively that are lying on a line. So, this is what the diagrams will take. Now, here what is OA and OB, which is nothing but the position vector, and A will be having a point x1, y1, z1 and B will be having a point x2, y2, z2. I am going to choose a point P on the line that coordinates. I am going to name it as x, y, z. Understood? So, this is very important, and here OA vector is nothing but A vector and OB vector is nothing but B vector. Similarly, OP vector, which is nothing but R vector, we are going to name it as. Now, accordingly, let me take it as let R vector be the position vector as already said in the diagram. Arbitrary point of P of x, y, z, then P is a point on the line if and only if then AP vector is equals to R minus A vector. That means AP vector can be written as what? AP vector is nothing but OP vector minus OA vector. You know OP vector is nothing but R vector minus OA vector is nothing but A vector. That's what they have given here the condition. Now, and AB vector can also be written as OB vector minus OA vector. Now, which is nothing but OB vector is B vector minus OA vector is nothing but A vector. That's what they have given here. And here, so there should be a collinear vectors. What do you mean by collinear vectors means? That is, you know already collinearity means AP vector will be is equals to lambda into AB vector, where lambda is a constant or a parameter. Now, we are going to substitute what is AP vector. AP vector is nothing but R vector minus A vector is equals to lambda into AB vector is nothing but B vector minus A vector. Therefore, you can have your R vector will be is equals to A vector plus lambda into B vector minus A vector, which is going to be known as the vector form of the two given points on a space. Now, this is going to be known as the vector form. Okay. Now, I need to reduce for the Cartesian form. For the Cartesian form, I am going to take the vector form itself and then I am going to reduce to the form of a Cartesian. Now, here Cartesian form A vector will be giving you what is the A vector coefficient? x1, y1 and z1, which is going to be known as x1i plus y1j plus z1k. Similarly, you can have B vector will be is equal to coefficient is nothing but x2, y2, z2 of B vector, which can be written as x2i plus y2j plus z2k. Similarly, R vector is having a vector of position x, y, z. So, which can be written as xi plus yj plus zk. Okay, now take the vector form and reduce to the Cartesian form. Before, you know, in the vector form there is a b vector minus a vector. Let us minus that first to substitute. Now what is b vector minus a vector? Let me write the b vector first, which is nothing but x2i plus y2j plus z2k, isn't it? As written here. Similarly, let me write what is the a vector, which is x1i plus y1j plus z1k. Now what I need to do? I have to subtract this. If I am going to subtract, so I can take a common factor of here I and then here j and then here k. So therefore, taking the common factor of I, you can write it as x2 minus x1 into I plus y2 minus y1 into j, because y here plus is there, I am writing that, and here minus because we need to minus the a vector. Again plus z2 minus z1 into k. Right? So this is what gives you what is b vector minus a vector. So this you have to note down. Now, taking the vector form, let us reduce to the form of Cartesian. Now here we know that r vector is equals to a vector plus lambda into b vector minus a vector. Already we have done what is a b vector minus a vector, and we know what is r vector and a vector also. Let us substitute that. R vector is xi plus yj plus zk, and then a vector is nothing but x1i plus y1j plus z1k plus lambda into b vector minus a vector is x2 minus x1 into I, x2 minus x1 into I because lambda is there, plus y2 minus y1 into j plus z2 minus z1 into k, isn't it? Now, I am going to take here this x1 I plus y1j plus z1k to the left hand side. So therefore, I can take here I as a common factor. If I take I as a common factor, x minus x1 into I, again j as a common factor in these, taking left hand side. So plus y minus y1 into j plus similarly z minus z1 into k. Right? Now, which implies that what is remaining? Lambda into, you can have, so lambda into x2 minus x1 into I plus lambda into y2 minus y1 into j plus lambda into z2 minus z1 into k. Now what I am going to do? I am going to equate the coefficient of I, j, k. What is the coefficient of I here? Coefficient of I is x minus x1. What is the coefficient of I in the right hand side? You are having lambda into x2 minus x1. Therefore, equating that, x minus x1 is equals to lambda into x2 minus x1. Similarly, for the y coordinate, that is y minus y1 is equals to lambda into y2 minus y1. Similarly, for the k cap coefficient, that is z minus z1 in the left hand side is equals to lambda into z2 minus z1. Now you can bring x2 minus x1 to the left hand side, so it will become x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 is equals to only lambda is remaining. Similarly, you can bring this to the left hand side, y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1 is equals to lambda, and also z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1 is equals to lambda. Now, all three lambdas or for all three I, j, k coefficient, the right hand side is same as lambda. Now, you can equate all will be is equals to what? Now you can equate all will be is equals to what? Let me write it here, which is x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 is equals to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1 is equals to z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1. So this is going to be known as the Cartesian form. Understood? Now first you need to reduce to the form of vector, and by knowing the coefficients you have to reduce to the form of Cartesian. That's it, yes. I hope you understood this derivation. This is very important derivation along with the diagram. If no diagram, no marks will be given for you in the final examination. Now, based on this, we'll be moving on to the problem solving, dears. Easier, vector form you know, Cartesian form you know. Now here what they have given, find the vector and the Cartesian equation of a line passing through the points minus 1, 0, 2 and 3, 4, 6. Here we can have, this is what OA vector, which will be is equals to A vector, which is minus 1 into I, correct, plus 0 into J, plus 2 into K cap, correct. Similarly, OB vector, let us consider this vector as like a B vector and then A vector, a given point. So 3I plus 4J plus 6K, correct. Now, we know already the vector form is given by what? So the vector form is given by, let me write it here, vector form. So this is given by R vector is equals to A vector plus lambda into B vector minus A vector. Now let us minus here only what is B vector minus A vector. Now which will be implies that A vector is I, that is minus I, plus 0j not required to write because it is a 0 into j is 0 only. Anything if you add also you are going to get the same, plus 2k as it is you can write, plus lambda into, dears, let us minus from B, A, right. So 3 minus of minus 1 which is plus. So 3 plus 1 which is 4i. Okay. Similarly, 4 minus 0 which is 4 only, plus 4j, again 6 minus 2 which is nothing but 4, plus 4k, right. So this is what lambda into 4i plus 4j. Now what is R vector? R vector is nothing but xi plus yj plus zk, isn't it? So therefore you can write, so xi plus yj plus zk will be is equals to, you can have here, see, if you take from this minus I plus 2k minus I plus 2k plus lambda into 4i plus 4j plus 4k. That's it, dears. Okay. So this is what called as the vector form. Now you need to reduce to the form of the Cartesian. Now what is the Cartesian form is given by? So Cartesian form is given by Cartesian form, which is given by, I am writing directly the formula, x minus x1 by x2 minus x1 is equals to y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 is equals to z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1, correct. Now what is x minus x1? See, x1, y1, z1 are nothing but these points minus 1, 0 and 2. x2, y2, z2 are 3, 4, 6. So x minus x1, let me write it here if you are having confused. x1 is equals to minus 1, x2 is equals to 3, correct. So again y1 is equals to 0, y2 is equals to 4 and z1 is equals to 2, z2 is equals to 6, isn't it? x2, y2, z2. Now here let me write it, x minus, x1 point is minus 1, minus of minus is plus, divided by x2 minus x1, 3 minus of minus 1 which is 4. So 3 plus 1 which is 4, which will be is equals to y minus y1. Y minus y1 is 0 here. So y minus 0 divided by y2 minus y1, 4 minus 0 is 4 only, which will be implies that z minus z1, see, z minus z1 is nothing but z minus 2. So z minus 2 divided by z2 minus z1, 6 minus 2 which is 4. So we can equate that x plus 1 divided by 4 is equals to y divided by 4 is equals to z minus 2 divided by 4. So this is going to be known as the Cartesian form. That's it, dears. I hope you understood this step. Now we'll be moving on to the next one, what they have given. Find the vector and the Cartesian equation of a line passing through the two given points 3, minus 2 and minus 5, 3, minus 2 and 6. So same procedure as we have done in the last case. Now here let me write directly, that is a vector is nothing but 3i minus 2j minus 5k. Similarly, b vector is equals to 3i minus 2j plus 6k. Correct? Now, here let me do the vector form. So, vector form is given by, what is the vector form? So, which is r vector is equals to a vector plus lambda into b vector minus a vector. Let us minus here only by writing r vector as xi plus yj plus zk is equals to a vector, we already know 3i minus 2j, again here minus 5k. Now plus lambda into, let me do b vector minus a vector, which is nothing but 3 minus 3. What is 3 minus 3? 0. So you can write it here 0 into I. Similarly, minus 2 minus of minus 2. What is minus of minus 2? Plus 2. Minus 2 plus 2 get cancelled, which will be 0j. Correct? Similarly, you can have 6 minus of minus 5. What is 6 minus of minus 5? Plus 5. 6 plus 5 is nothing but 11. So, plus 11k. So, this is what now 0i and 0j will get cancelled, because anything if you add it, the same thing you are going to get it as. So, therefore, I can write xi plus yj plus zk is equals to 3i minus 2j minus 5k. Here 0j, 0i no need to write, plus lambda into 11k. So this is what going to be known as the vector form. Now what is a Cartesian form? So Cartesian form is given by x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 is equals to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1 is equals to z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1. Correct? So let me write x1 is equals to 3, x1 is equals to 3 and x2 will be is equals to, what is that? And x2 will be is equals to 3 and y1 will be is equals to minus 2, y1 is equals to minus 2 and y2 will be is equals to minus 2. Correct? Similarly, what is that? Z1 will be is equals to, what is Z1? Z1 is minus 5 and Z2 will be is equals to, what is Z2? Z2 is nothing but 6, right? 6. Now let me substitute here. X minus x1 is 3 divided by x2. X minus x1 is 3. X2 is 3 minus 3 is 0 is equals to y minus y1. Y minus y1. Minus of minus is plus 2 divided by minus 2 minus of minus 2 is 0, which will be is equals to z minus z1. What is z minus z1? Z minus z1 is minus 5, which is plus 5 here. So divided by z2 minus z1 is 11. So this is what the answer you are going to get it as. I hope you understood here, right? Now we'll be moving on to the next question. The Cartesian equation of a line is x plus 3 by 2, y minus 5 by 4, z plus 6 by 2. Find the vector equation for the line. Here they have given already the Cartesian. You need to find out the vector. Now what they have given? Given x plus 3 divided by 2 is equals to y minus 5 divided by 4 is equals to z plus 6 divided by 2. Which is in the form of what? X minus x1 divided by a is equals to y minus y1 divided by b is equals to z minus z1 divided by c. Now what is x1, y1, z1? So x1, y1, z1. So which is given by, see here, x minus x1, x minus of minus 3 which will become plus 3 means x1 will be minus 3. So x1 is minus 3, comma, y minus y1 already minus is there. So y minus y1 already, y1 will be is equals to here 5 if you compare. So 5, comma, similarly for the z, z minus of minus 6 is z plus 6, so z1 will become minus 6. Okay. Now what is ABC? ABC will be is equals to what? They have given 2, 4 and then 2. Denominator here. ABC. Let me consider that ABC as nothing but the B vector and x1, y1, z1 as the A vector, as we know, passing through the 2 points. This is the first point, this is second point, let me consider. So therefore, we can have A vector will be is equals to minus 3i again plus 5j minus 6k. Similarly, B vector will be is equals to 2i plus 4j plus 2k. Now, let me do the vector form. What is the vector form is given by? You know dears, right? Vector form is given by r vector is equals to a vector plus lambda into b vector minus a vector. Now, which is a vector is minus 3i plus 5j minus 6k. Similarly, plus lambda into, let me do first, 2 minus of minus 3. 2 minus of minus 3 is plus 3. So, which will become 5i, correct? 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 minus 5 is minus 1. Minus j, 1j. Again, 2 minus of minus 6. 2 plus 6 is nothing but 8. So, plus 8k. This is what going to be known as the vector form. R vector is xi plus yj plus zk. That's it. So, this is going to be known as the vector form of the given problem. I hope you understood. Now, we'll be moving on to the next example. The same they have given here, dear student, the Cartesian equation they have given x minus 5 by 3, y plus 4 by 7, z minus 6 by 2. Find the vector equation for the line. Now, here, let me take what they have given. So, x minus 5 divided by 3 is equals to y minus of minus 4 divided by 7 is equals to z minus 6 divided by 2, which is in the form of what? X minus x1 by a is equals to y minus y1 by b is equals to z minus z1 by c. Now, what is x1, y1, z1? Yes, your guessing is right. x1, y1, z1 are nothing but, see, x1, y1, z1 are nothing but, yes, 5 minus 4 and 6. So, 5 minus 4 and then 6. Similarly, what is a, b, c? Denominator. A, B, C are 3, 7, 2. 3, 7, 2. Now, what is a vector? A vector is nothing but 5i minus 4j plus 6k, correct? Similarly, B vector is nothing but 3i plus 7j plus 2k. Now, what is vector form? Vector form is given by r vector is equals to a vector plus lambda into b vector minus a vector. Now, r vector is xi plus yj plus zk is equals to a vector is what? 5i minus 4j plus 6k. Correct. Plus lambda into, let us minus this, b vector minus a vector. 3 minus 5. 3 minus 5 is minus 2i. Again, 7 minus of minus 4. 7 plus 4, which is 11, plus 11j. Again, 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6 is minus 4. Minus 4k. That's it. So, this is going to be known as the vector form or vector equation for the given problem, dears. I hope you understood this procedure also. Next, we'll be moving on to find the vector and the Cartesian equation of the line passing through origin and the point 5, minus 2 and then 3, isn't it? Passing through the origin they have given and the point 5, minus 2 and then 3. So, origin means what, dear students? 0, 0 and then 0. So, let A of 0, 0, 0 and B of 5, minus 2 and then 3 be the two given points. Then what is OA vector or which is A vector? So, A vector which is nothing but OA vector which is 0i plus 0j plus 0k. Similarly, B vector which is OB vector which is nothing but 5i minus 2j plus 3k. Now, what is a vector form? Vector form is given by R vector is equals to A vector plus lambda into B vector minus A vector. Now, R vector is xi plus yj plus zk. A vector is 0i plus 0j plus 0k. Now, if you minus 0 from anything, it will be the same, isn't it? So, here if you minus 5 minus 0 is 5, minus 2 minus 0 is minus 2, 3 minus 0 is 3 only. So, same thing it will be remaining for B vector minus A vector. So, writing the same thing as plus lambda into, what is that? You are having 5i minus 2j plus 3k. That's it. If you add 0 to that, you are going to get the same. So, therefore, you can have xi plus yj plus zk will be is equals to lambda into 5i minus 2j plus 3k. That's it. So, this is going to be known as the vector form for the given question. I hope you understood this problem also, dears. Okay, dear students, I hope you understood this session. In the next session, we'll be moving on to the other concept of the 3D geometry. Until then, dear students, keep watching. Thank you. Have a nice day.